Hi, this is Sweet June. I'm coming back at you with another interesting video topic. Um, I didn't get a chance to replace my smoke alarm batteries. So if you hear a little chirp, chirp, I'm so sorry. I'll make sure that next time I'm at the store, I will get the batteries and I will put them in there. So I forgot to get them this time. So sorry about the chirp. Okay. On one of my other videos, one of my videos where I'm talking about black men bashing black women. Um, but this is way back, a while back ago. Somebody made a comment just recently on one of those videos, and they was like, "Well, why don't you talk about black women bashing black men?" You know, a guy came in on there and asked me why don't I talk about black women bashing black men. And I tried to tell him, actually, I did do a video on black women bashing black men, but it's way back in my archives. And I'm like, when I first read that, I'm like, well, I'm not even on that no more. I'm not really talking about that too much anymore. I'm trying to cover some other topics right now, and I'm not really on that. So I don't know. I said I don't know what to tell him because I did do that video. If you look back way back in my archives, so then I thought about it and I marinated on it, and I was like, okay, well, I will do a video talking about the gender war between black men and black women because um, I'm right now I'm just trying to cover some other important topics, and so I'm not so much talking about that anymore. Not that you know it's not important, but it's this other things that need to be talked about besides that. So um, I didn't actually want to redo the video, but I am going to do this video. I'm going to be talking about the gender war. I thought, okay, I'll do a video talking about the gender war between black men and black women. So I'm meeting them halfway. Whoever you are out there, I'm going to meet you halfway. And I'm not going to redo the video. I did do a video about black women bashing black men, but you gotta search my archives. It's way back there. So I'm not going to revisit that topic at this time, but I will do uh, the gender war. I'm going to talk about the gender war between black men and black women. So we're going to talk about it on both. We're going to talk about it on both ends in this video. We're going to talk about it coming from both ends. And so basically, what I want to talk about with that is um, black men and black women. There's a certain amount of black men, quite a few black men that like to bash black women, particularly here on YouTube. I have covered a lot of topics talking about that. But there are also black women out there that love to bash black men. And when typically the issue with this, there's nothing wrong with being passionate about what's going on in the black community and talking about the issues that's going on in the black community. I'm passionate about what's going on in the black community, and I like to talk about the issues that's going on in the black community. And there's nothing wrong with that. And we can't sugarcoat. We got to keep it real. We got to keep it 100. And we got to talk about the real issues that's going on in the black community. And so there's nothing wrong with that in itself. We need to talk about it. We need to create that dialogue and talk about what's going on in the black community between on both ends between black men and black women. But the problem is when people talk about these issues and they're talking about a specific gender, like black women, they have the tendency to generalize and stereotype. That is the problem. They had a tendency to put all the women in one box and say that we're all like this. They talk about the issues going on in the black community, single motherhood, and then they say all black women are like that, or all black women are bad mothers, or all black women are this, or all black women are that. And we all know that all black women are not bad mothers, so on, etc., so forth. And when you're talking about issues with black children going on in the black community, you can't talk about those problems um, it's not one-sided. You can't talk about the black woman. You can't address issues with the black woman without addressing the issues with about the black men, because it's from both. It comes from both sides, because children have two parents. You know, they have two parents. They have a mother and they have a father. So it's not just on the woman. The reasons why A, B, and C is happening in the black community. It has something to do with the father or lack thereof. You know, in most cases, it's because of lack thereof, because they don't have a father in the home. And basically, the mother is trying to do everything on her own, and she's trying to fill both roles. And we all know that that's not. Stay tuned. I'm gonna do a video talking about that. And then when black women bash black men, they have the tendency, the black women that bash black men, because let's get this straight, not all black women bash black men, you know. um, and black men like to bring up, what gets me is that black men like to bring up back in the day when they had the talk shows on, and they would have these topics on these talk shows about um, a certain demographic of black men, or they may talk about black men um, abandoning their children or something like that, a topic like that. And then you have black women that will come up, and in most cases, they were stating the facts of that for certain demographic of black men that are doing those things. And in most cases, they're stating the facts. And so black men, they love to throw that in our face now. And they use that as a justification to bash us, which that's just ridiculous. As if every black woman in America got on TV years ago and bashed all black men. That's not the case. I just think that's ridiculous. And I think that's their way of deflecting. And that's their way of deflecting and using an excuse to bash us, which is totally ridiculous. There's no excuse to bash black women, because not all black women got on TV and bashed black men. There was a small percentage compared to all the black women in America. So that's no excuse to bash black women, but they like to throw that up in our face. I've had several men come in on my videos and other black women's videos to say, well, y'all came on TV years ago bashing us and all that, and so that's, we're just that's no excuse. And that's childish. That's childish. Who does that? Tit for tat? That's childish. And so they like to throw that up in our face as an excuse to bash us, which is ridiculous. But when the black women that come on YouTube or whatever, I don't really know who they are because I don't really spend a lot of time watching their videos. But the black women that do come on YouTube and bash black men, they have the tendency to do the same thing. They have the tendency to generalize and say that all black men, or I've had some black women come in my comment section and they say, well, I don't mess with black men, or other black women's comment sections um, on their videos, and they'll come in and they'll say, well, that's why I don't mess with black men, because black men don't take care of their kids, and they don't, they abandon their children, they they're lazy or whatever, and this and that and the other, and they list a whole series of things, and they'll say black men, and they have the tendency to, when they're making these comments, they have the tendency to generalize, and they have the tendency to say that all black men are like that. And that's not true. There's some wonderful black fathers out there. I know some good black fathers. I know some good upstanding black men out there. There's a lot of good black men out there. So we all know that that's not true. But unfortunately, there's too many black men in our community. To be honest, unfortunately, there's too many black men in our community that are abandoning their children, and that are walking away from their children. So, and that's their frustration when they express that. That is their frustration, and they say a lot of them. They say, well, you get with a black man, you're gonna wind up being a single mother, and so they make comments like that, and those comments are in fact, generalistic comments, and basically generalizing all black men. All black men don't abandon their kids. All black men don't run off and leave their children. So, and so I think on both ends, on both sides, black men and black women that bash black men that bash black women and black women that bash black men, there's one common theme. They always generalize and stereotype and put all in the same box. And the issue with that is, but you have an overwhelming amount of black men on YouTube here on YouTube that are bashing. I know there's some black men on here that that's their whole channel. That's their whole channel. Their whole channel is some guy on here that I can't remember his name, but he always does videos in his garage. I was like, why he always in his garage? He always does. You guys might know who I'm talking about. He's always in his garage, and every time I haven't watched his videos in I don't know how long. I don't spend a whole lot of time watching him, but every time he does a video, he's saying something negative about black women. That's his whole channel. His whole channel is talking about black women. And I think when black men do that, they're trying to they're trying to make money and they're trying to profit off of bashing black women, of demeaning black women, degrading black women, disrespecting black women. They're trying to profit off of that. And I think that's pretty sad. I think that's sad when they come on here and they try to make money off of um, downing and putting down black women and disrespecting and degrading all black women. And it's the same if a black woman is making money and she basing her whole channel on bashing black men and she's making money, then what does that what does that say? What values does that suggest? What does that say? Your whole channel is about bashing black women. Your whole channel is about bashing black men. That's sad. That's sad that if you base your whole YouTube channel on bashing um people that's in your race. What does that say about you? And a lot of these channels they attract racists. They attract racist white people to their channels. And they're not realizing that they're feeding into that. They're feeding into that racism. And it's just it's they're basically looking at, oh, you stupid, you down, and you putting down your own people. And it's just, I will say this, it doesn't benefit our people. It doesn't benefit us to do that. It makes us look bad in the eyes of white people, and it makes it look like that we're not unified, that we don't stick together, we don't love one another. And it makes us look really bad as a people. And that's basically what it's saying. We don't stick together, we don't have no love for each other. We're the only race of people that bash each other, put each other down, and bring each other down. Like, black men are the only race of men that will publicly bash their own women, that will publicly disrespect and degrade, dishonor, and bash their own women. You don't see white men in alarming numbers coming on here bashing white women. You just don't see it. You don't see it. I don't see it. I haven't seen nobody yet, no videos yet of a white man coming on here and bashing white women. I mean, the black men are the only race of men that do that. You know, the black men that bash black women. I mean, we're the most disrespected, degraded women on the planet. And it's really sad. And a lot of it does come from our own men, and it's really sad. And when black women do it to black men, it's just gender war is not helping us. And that's basically what I'm saying. This gender war, it's not helping us. It's keeping us divided. We're not showing any love amongst each other at a time when we really need to show love amongst each other, because I don't know if you realize it or not, but we're in danger of becoming a permanent underclass. Black people in general, and we are in danger of becoming a permanent underclass if we haven't already become a permanent underclass. That is very serious. It's because we don't stick together. We're not unified. We don't have love amongst each other, and like other races stick together. We don't try to get together and build our communities up. We're constantly tearing them down, and other races is just looking at us and saying they stupid and they laughing at us, and it's not helping us. It's not helping us. And why does it make you feel good to constantly bash and put down somebody else? That speaks volumes about you as a person. When you have to base your whole channel on degrading and putting down a whole group of people, a whole group of women, then at the end of the day, what does that say about you? What does that say about you as a person? That you got some self-esteem issues, you really don't feel good about yourself, you may have some self-hatred going on there. When you have to, especially particularly when you got to base your whole channel on it. There's so many important issues to talk about in this world besides black women. And then you can't blame everything that's going on, and that's another thing that they typically do. Everything that's going on in the black community, they blame the black woman. Like the black man, doesn't have a responsibility. And everything is not our fault, because you can't address the issues going on with black women without addressing the men. You got to address the men. Can't just address the women without addressing the men, because it's on both sides. Whatever's going on is on both sides. In a lot of cases, a lot of things that's going on in the black community is as the lack of fathers in the home. It has a direct correlation to lack of fathers in the home. The fathers not being there, because these young black males, they need their fathers. They need their fathers, and when they don't have their fathers, it's a lot that's going to be lacking. Because I'm seeing it myself in my two sons now. Now that they're older, I'm seeing the manifestation of a lot of things now, that as a result of them growing up without their fathers. I'm seeing a lot of stuff now that's surfacing, and it's not good. It's just not good. So it's not just the mothers. A lot of times, in most cases, the mothers are doing the best they can. The mothers are doing the best they can. They're trying to work. They're trying to, hold down the house. They're trying to pay the bills. They're trying to do the best they can. But we all know that women cannot be fathers. Only women can be mothers. I hate it when people try to say that. You never can be a father. I'm going to do a video actually talking about that, because I'm going to go more into depth and talking about that. But there's going to be a lot of things that's going to be lacking. As I said in my other videos, there's going to be a lot of things that's going to be lacking when that father is not in the home, particularly young black males. They really need that father in the home. In the home. In the home. If he's not in the home, you better be a very strong presence in that young boy's life. And it makes a difference between them, life and death, in most cases, life and death. It's really serious. So when we bashing each other and putting each other down, we're not helping the race. We're not helping our people. You think you think you're helping our people by getting on here doing that. You're not. You're just letting the world know that we're divided, and we don't have no love amongst each other. We don't stick together. That the men hate the women in overwhelming numbers. That's the only thing you show in the world. And we're never going to realistically, we're never going to get ahead that way. We're never going to get ahead as a people if black women keep bashing black men keep bashing black women. This gender war going on between black men and black women. When black men and black women should be coming together, and doing what's best for the children, coming together for the common good of the children, because that's what it all boils down to. We need to be educating our children. It's our responsibility to educate our children. It's not up to the school systems. We can't rely on the school systems. The school systems are ran by the white government, and it's regulated certain things that they can teach and certain things they can't, certain things that they don't want us to know. I'm finding out a lot of stuff now that I didn't learn when I was in school. And I literally, I took a Black history class in school. Literally. I took a Black history class in school, and there was in high school, and there's a lot of things that I'm learning now that I did not learn when I was in high school. I'm learning a lot of stuff about our history, Black history, about stuff that I didn't learn in school. That wasn't in the Black history. It was literally, we literally had a Black history textbook, and that a lot of that stuff was not in that textbook, you know. And so a lot of things is kept from us. They don't want us to know, to learn a lot of things about our history and everything. It's up to us. We have to educate. We got to start educating our children. We got to start educating our children on this system and how it's set up, so our children can stop going out here killing each other. Our young men can stop killing each other, and the community can stop dying off. It is up to us. And if Black women and Black men are divided, and we constantly at each other's throat, and we bumping heads, we can't come together and do nothing. And Black men steady running out of the Black community, and we're not gonna be able to do that. And our children, at the end of the day, our children are going to continue to suffer. So this gender war, who shot John, pointing fingers, Black men pointing fingers at Black women pointing fingers at Black men, it ain't no good. It's not doing us no good. So that's what I want to say about that. It it goes on. I'm talking about both ends of the spectrum. It's not benefiting us. So we need to stop it. We need to nip it in the bud. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Now, I got some more interesting video topics coming up, so stay tuned. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like my videos. Take care, and God bless.